Congressman Adiong, I know you're keen to move on. You're looking forward to the future, to the reforms. But I just want to backtrack a little bit and talk about what
Yeah.
just happened with the leadership change in the House, because there are some gaps in the story that I'm not seeing. I interviewed you on the big story, I think maybe 7, 8 days ago, and at that time you were saying that all of you are solidly behind Speaker Martin Romualdez, and there's no coup, there's no talks of leadership change at that time. After I spoke to you, we also spoke to other congressmen, all of whom said, no, that's just rumors. It's not true that the House is thinking of a leadership change. So what happened there?
Well,
Bakit
there's no coup
biglaan?
kasi
Yeah.
the president the speakers stepped down. Hindi naman he was not ousted, he was not outvoted by anyone. It was his personal decision to step aside and allow someone else to take the helm leadership of the House of Representatives. So there's no coup. There are quite a few who are who ambition na gusto nila maging speaker. I'm sure tinanong nga ako ni Sir Llamas kung sino binoto ko ba. Yung isa, kasi isa yun sa very clear na talagang gusto niya maging speaker, si Congressman Kiko Berganza, but no one nominated him. So in terms of people aiming for the leadership, I think there are quite few members na who are also ambitioning to be the next speaker, but it's simply they could not master numbers. So they could not simply just put forward their names and then master a number and then be able to challenge the current status. What we're seeing right now is actually a result of the speaker's personal decision to step down. So practically there's no coup. It was his personal decision to move and to choose the institution over self, no? Para po
At
dahil alam naman po natin talagang sa ngayon kaliwat kanan yung atake po sa institution. So he deemed it necessary that he would
yeah.
choose the institution above self. So that's the reason why he stepped down and then eventually for the election of a new speaker.
What about for you, Kong? At what point did you find out that he was going to do that?
Well, actually, yeah, to be honest with you, yesterday. I think mga medyo paggabi na po yun. And we were told that there's that he decided to step down.
Pero sir, how much of a role or influence did Malacanang have over what happened today or what's happening today? I mean, I have to ask the obvious kasi
Independent branch of government.
kasi it's always been said that the speaker is elected by members of Congress majority, but he's almost always, if not always, selected ahead of time by Malacanang.
Well, I wanted to answer you with a straight and give you a straight answer, but baka maging fake news peddler ako. The reason why I'm saying this is because I wasn't really privy of how Malacanang intervened in this issue. All I know is that as far as the members of Lakas, CMD is concerned, we are all behind the Speaker Martin Romualdez, and there's no coup. Well, there were quite a handful of members who wanted to be speaker and challenge his leadership. But as to when, on how, and where did Malacanang come into picture, that I cannot say because I do not have any information regarding that. So,
Yes, sir.
well,
Fair
I
enough.
wouldn't really, I cannot give you a straight answer.
Yes, sir.
What's the most important thing is today we have shown that there's a peaceful transfer of power. That the former speaker Martin Romualdez chose the institution over himself, his interest.
What about-
Pero sir,
Retain
if I may, sir, one more. Of course, Congress does not operate in the vacuum. The issue is not in a vacuum. One of the bigger political elements here is the rage out in the streets right now. I'm wondering lang if you think this action today will be enough to douse or to pour water over the fires erupting all over the place over the corruption issue.
Obviously, I think the reason why Speaker Martin Romualdez has decided to step down is partly because of that, because of the public outcry and the public sentiment over the anomalous flood control projects. Tama po kayo. Hindi naman po tayo, lahat naman tayo ay nakikinig sa mga balita at alam naman po natin na isa po sa naging decision niya personally, kaya nga po siya nag-step down, isa na po itong mga atake sa House. That's why he felt that in order to save the institution, he has to step aside. Your guess po in observation is quite perfectly right, no? Tama po 'yun. That would also include among the things that he has considered ay ito pong growing sentiment for accountability itong ating mga kababayan. But let's also look at the positive side in all of these things, no? Una, meron na pang Independent Commission for Infrastructure, no? This is also a way to support the President's call for a thorough investigation. Nagsabi nga po ang ating Presidente na no one will be spared. No? So I think it's part of him being a public servant and allowing that will of justice to move, no, without necessarily having to use whatever closeness or relation he has with the president, so that it can also be fully, the president can also fully request or allow the Independent Infrastructure Commission to go on its to operate without any selection or any reservation. So I guess that's something that we should also credit the speaker for. Na yung siya mismo nag-step aside so that whatever investigation that may happen, hindi niya magagamit at hindi naman sasabihin ng taong bayan na ginagamit ang pwesto ng institusyon na ito para ilihis yung usapin. So we should give him also that credit.